Dr. Feagins is out of being the superintendent of the Memphis Shelby County Schools system. Okay, I don't want to say SCS, put that in the phone. But so yeah, man. Quick thoughts about that. Not even quick thoughts, but just your, we can marinate on this for a second, man, because I know you got some.
No, I mean, well,
comments.
me, because of being in education, for the amount of time that I was being in the classroom. I know a lot of the teachers that I used to work with are extremely disappointed. One of my biggest issues is that the system is bullshit. It's not designed to help the kids. Yep. And it's created an environment where people are at the top or more concerned about losing their jobs than they are about actually doing the job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're so concerned that, if I do this, I'm going to get fired. If I do this, whatever, you're not actually helping the kids. And so when you get somebody that's in about, like, it was a video of her where she was going door to door trying to see, like, okay, why aren't these kids in school? You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's something like, how can the child learn if they're not in school? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And what can we do to get the child in school? Like, she was doing things like that.
Now you're talking about Dr.
Feagins,
going door to door.
Right, yeah, going to do it. Like, and she hadn't even been here. She didn't start until April. Yeah. I thought it was actually she got hired in February. She didn't start till April, so she still hadn't had a full year of doing the job. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, again, it took 2 years to find a person. You don't even give this highly qualified, distinguished lady barely 6 months to do the job before they talking about, firing her, because all of that happened, in November when they were talking about it, and then December is when they did the initial meeting. I mean, and it's just crazy, man. It's whack. You know what I'm saying? Like this is somebody who's not a native Memphian, but she came in and that she said she embraced the 901. More so than what I've seen from a lot of superintendents that have come that are not from here. And it's just a sad day. A lot of the parents, as you said, are upset. I don't think, now let me say this, I'm all about the revolution. I'm all about, that, but doing that, going to the board members' houses is not the answer. You're only going to create a bigger problem. I mean, now is the time more than ever. I think that we put too much onus on people that we put in position. We as parents need to do better jobs. We need to be more involved in the actual education process of our children. It's easy to be involved with cheerleading or helping out with a sports team or doing a fundraiser, but like, we need some of you people with degrees. Like, we need to be tutoring some of these children. We need after school reading programs. This is stuff that we could be doing on our own, as opposed to waiting for somebody telling us they're going to do it, and then they never do it. You know what I'm saying? Then we go through that same cycle again, and we're always blaming the person or whoever we elected. Oh, they didn't do their job, and we can do that. And so I know I kind of wax poetic on that.
No. You can keep them marinating. But yeah, it's crazy. I just pulled up this commercial appeal little article. It was, if y'all can see it, but I can just read it. Maybe I can give it maybe just a little bit bigger. But it's just basically reiterating everything that you just said. Memphis Shelby County School Board votes to fire Superintendent Dr. Marie Feagins. The MSCS board on Tuesday night voted to fire Superintendent Dr. Feagins. The vote came amid widespread community backlash, possible state intervention, and a deep division amongst board members. And it says the meeting followed an executive session which was closed to the public and a business meeting which was open to the public. And so the vote was 6-3. 6-3 to fire the superintendent. And so this is how the board members voted. Michelle McKenzick said no. Amber Hewitt Garcia said no. Tamarquez, tell me about that. Tamarquez Porter.
I can't see it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, you good. I know you got it up on the screen. I'm just trying. I can't see the screen.
This screen?
No, I was turn that screen towards me so I can see.
To Marquez
Oh,
Porter.
to Marcus.
To Marcus?
Yeah, so like
Okay.
if you take the TA, it's like Marcus with a Q.
All right,
But
so
it's to Marcus.
To Marcus Porter, no. Tawana Murphy, yes. Stephanie Love, yes. Natalia McKinney, yes. Sable Ote, pass, then yes. Whatever that means. Hold on.
So I guess initially wasn't, I mean, maybe trying to see what the wave was doing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm missing. Okay, so where was I at?
stopped
So
at,
then now
the
Keith,
pass, then yes.
yeah, Keith Williams was a pass, then yes. Then a Joyce Doris Coleman, that's the lady that usually always speaks. She said yes. Yeah, so it looked like those two possibles that passed, then said yes, were kind of like the deciding.
Yeah, and they probably were swayed by some of the
phase.
other people who said yes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so what JB gonna vote? Oh, JB said, okay, well I'm gonna say yes. Like it's kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? I'm gonna reach out. I know some people who know her. Yeah, and if she would, be willing, I don't know how long, she would be here.
Who you talking about?
Superintendent Feagins.
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah,
if you can,
we would love to get her on.
for sure.
I mean, because at this point she can be unfiltered.
Yeah.
She can say what she got to say. And again, regardless of how I feel about certain processes, I always respect all authority. You know what I'm saying? I've not always police officers. No police officer can ever say I disrespected them. You know what I'm saying? I respect the office. I respect the position, whether or not you my best friend. And it's crazy because now I've got a couple people that's close to me. A couple family members that's police officers.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like growing up, of course, you don't like the teacher because they the op, because they, you got homework and they tell your parents when you was talking too much and playing in class. But as I got older, I began to appreciate those people who, gave up their time away from their families. Anybody who says that you're in education for the money, because even what she makes, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot compared to a lot of other people. But again, for what you have to deal with, for like that bullshit, that ain't enough. Yeah. Like she uprooted her life and came here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you're expecting to be here for a certain amount of time, and you uproot your life, and potentially, like if this your last stop, like you might say, okay, well this is where I'm finna plant my flag. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And so now and then, even the way it goes down, now that's on your record. You know what I'm saying? So now when you go to your next thing, they're looking at. It don't matter what the circumstances were. All they gonna see is, oh, you got voted out. Yeah. It don't matter that it was a political thing. It don't matter that it was some bullshit. It don't matter that it was already broken. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine if I gave you this glass and I shattered it and I said, okay, JB, put it back together. Mm-hmm. But then the crazy thing is, you don't even know what the glass looked like before I shattered it. So now you're trying to put it back together and you don't really have a concept of what it's supposed to be because of how messed up it is. Well, you see what I'm saying? So like that's what anybody coming here is dealing with. And so it is very disrespectful. I've been fond of saying, and people, ask me about it, but this situation is extremely diabolical, treacherous, fiendish, Mephistophelian, which means devilish. I don't like it, and like I said, I am going to try to reach out and hopefully, she'd be willing to come,
chop it up.
Yeah,
it's now the one I said, Michelle McKissick. The people that said no were for her staying. So, board member Michelle McKissick addressing the public through the report from attorney Robert Spence in the trash. She also pointed out that Feagins broke 9 of 200 policies. She called the allegations against the superintendent a clerical error and said we are grasping at straws. Obviously in defense of Dr. Feagins, and board members voted to support posting the report. just trying to get some more. When it said board members discussed a potential substitute amendment that would ask for Feagins to stay on and make improvements, and McKenzie apologized for raising the temperature. She also said she thought the board was sending the wrong message to students if they didn't find a compromise. And so this is where I'm coming at, because at the end of the day, this just looks like a big argument between adults, and it's like it's really supposed to be about the kids.
Right.
Supposed to be, right? And so this is where I think this whole thing is messed up. And so it's almost like Reggie's sister that up and quit, I think, when they were trying to find the new superintendent, because it was just a circus show. Can't think of her name. Start with S. Shalia, yeah. So, and so when stuff like this happens, man, and so like you said, she's making a lot of money. I think they're still going to have to pay her nearly $500,000 just to see her walk.
Good. I hope she get all her money.
You know what I mean? So she's definitely going to get over $400,000. I did see that, and maybe getting even more, depending on her attorney. But this whole thing, man, I think is horrible. It's a horrible look for the city, man, because, we in Memphis, we always say we're not just this type of person. You know what I'm saying? We're not just your money bag yos and, yo Gottis, even though, they rep the city. But I grew up, listening to cats like yourself, that's intellectual, that can actually rap. But you're just as Memphis as those cats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the city don't kind of get to see the intellectual or the other side of what we see in our city.
Right.
But then we have mess like this that just puts that image that they see all the time out there in the national media and just paints it real pretty for them and makes us look like a clown show, makes us look like, honestly, if you're not from Memphis, the last couple of times you heard about the Dolph and the Gotti stuff, you saw he got shot in front of a cookie shop. You saw all the investigation going on, with the report going on, what happened with the Dolph murder.
Right.
And now we got this that's going around the nation, national news. So everything over the past 3 or 4 years that Memphis has been on national news about. Now, we're not even talking about the Grizzlies, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're talking
well,
about.
No, I mean, he's not even from Memphis, but it's like, again, he wouldn't be posting pictures with the pistol if he wasn't in Memphis.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He doing all that because he's in Memphis.
So Memphis. So Memphis got the blame for some of the Josh stuff.
And even when something positive, like you got, and shouts out to we'll get to this a little bit later on, but shouts out to Glorilla, who was on SNL last weekend.
Right.
But I mean, Grammy nominated. You know what I'm saying? Like, had 4 songs that was hits last year, but when everybody listens to her talk, you know what I'm saying, they assume that everybody talks like that.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying? And she's a very bright young woman.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't shy away from showing the hood side of it, but everybody don't talk like that.
And she can't help herself.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And she's being authentic to who she is, and that's fine. But it's just like when Terrence Howard played in Hustle and Flow, he found the one dude in Memphis that talks like that. And everybody saw Hustle and Flow and thought that everybody in Memphis talks like DJ from Hustle and Flow.
Yep.
And it's only maybe 1 or 2, you know what I'm saying, and he probably followed this guy around, and that was his whole frame of reference. And it's to the point he did that so well. Now when people make fun of Terrence Howard, they don't use no other voice from no other movie. They only talk like him from Hustle and Flow. They don't talk like him in Iron Man. They talk like him from Hustle and Flow.
Right.
Like when they imitate Terrence Howard, it's the DJ voice.
Yeah.
And so to your point, everybody's view of Memphis is something like a backhanded compliment. It's a downgrade. It's a slick diss. It's a big me, little you type of energy.